Hi everyone, thanks again for joining me for this week's Soulmate Oracle reading. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Anne, and each week I give a general reading focusing more on divine partners, soulmates, love relationships, twin flames, all that revolve around spiritual connections that involve love and romance. Now, if this reading resonates with you, that's fine. It's great. Take with what resonates with you. There's messages not coming from me, but from the divine, from the angels, from the spirit guides, from wherever that you need to know a message that to empower your life and to take with you to create a better relationship, or maybe there is something that you need to know in order to find that better relationship. Now, sometimes it doesn't resonate with you. Maybe you want to revisit this reading video. I do that all the time. I get messages from different readings, even my own. And it's best to just take it slow. You have to have an open mind when it comes to getting a reading anytime, even if it is online. Maybe when you're more relaxed, take a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, maybe just chill out. And that's basically how you should be getting your readings. Now, we're in the middle of August. And this has been a very crazy month for me and for a lot of people. I mean, it's not crazy in a bad way. It's just like really, really fast now that we're ending Mercury retrograde, and everything is starting to come down a little bit, somewhat. I mean, it just seems more like, how could I say, more like fast paced. We try to like slow it down. We try to keep things at a bare minimum as much as we can, because now that we know that right around the corner is autumn, and for some of you in other parts of the world, it's spring. And it's a beautiful time, both spring and fall. I love both seasons. I love summer and I love winter too. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh no, I don't want to hear about that. But you know what? It's a good time to embrace whatever season it is. It doesn't matter. So I would like you guys to know that I'm going to be doing more types of live readings as well. I should have mentioned that last time. I've been experimenting with YouTube, with Instagram. For those of you who have caught me on these platforms, also Facebook. Basically, what I like to do is see which one works best. Maybe shoot out like a live video every so often and let you guys know, of course, because these were like more of like, I got a message, or my sister Mary invited me to join her. We were doing different things, and I would like to do like maybe like one card readings for everyone, whoever is interested. So be sure to subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't already done so, because I probably will be announcing them, or even on my social media platforms. I have several of them, and it's all down in the description area. I hope you guys can catch one of my live videos. I would love to talk with you guys and engage. It's really a lot of fun. The few that I did, I plan to do more. Now, for those of you know, I'm going to be leaving soon. I will announce it more in the newsletters, and like I did the previous week. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. And basically, I just want you guys all to know that I'm here for you. I just want to thank you all for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, all of the stuff that you've been giving me, the support you've been giving me, because it truly means so much to me. And I wish I could just like meet you guys all. I mean, I'm so serious. It's like, it's touching. It's like all you know, I will even take, you know, if it's something that I need to know. I mean, if sometimes some of you tell me certain things, and you know, I will handle it. You know, I want to know what you guys are thinking and what you guys would like to hear about. And if there's something that I'm missing out, please let me know, because I want to be here for you. This is an energy exchange. Okay, so if you'd like to get your own personalized reading, the links are down below in the description area. I do give phone, chat, and email readings. Also, you can check out my blog articles. I talk more about soulmates, twin flames. I haven't written anything lately because I've been super busy, just getting ready for all of the exciting things happening for these next few months, and getting my planners done and everything else, because it's like planning all these things. Now that Mercury retrograde is over, now I can start making more of like action to the plans that I've already made. So this is a good time to get everything done, or start to get everything done, especially after, like, well, the energy shifts are still happening. I'm still feeling it. I know a lot of you are still feeling it, and it's a good time to just embrace. And you may be feeling like different areas of your body, like I mean, I don't want to go into it, but you may feel like a little bit of aches and pains. It's not because of just the weather, but it's because your energy has been just through so much. I know for me anyways, I'm speaking for a lot of people that have come to me and asked me, Anne, why is this hurting me? Why is my neck always bothering me? And you know, I'm not a doctor, but I do know when, you know, these energy shifts happen, like last year it happened too, that you tend to get a little more achy. It seems like your energy just goes right into the part that is the most vulnerable, and it's usually the neck, the back, the feet, the knees, you know, wherever your weaknesses are, you know, take care of yourself. It's all a good time to take self-care, take it easy. I've been saying that for the last couple of weeks. Don't overdo it. I'm practicing what I preach. I'm taking out time for myself, and I just want you guys all to know that we're all in on it together. Okay, so without further delay, let's begin the reading. Okay, I've meditated and asked for guidance from the angels on what messages that are necessary for us to take with us and to use for our highest good, whatever that may be. If there's something that we need to eliminate or something that we need to know in order to empower our lives and find the love that we need in our lives, whether it be right now, later on, or whatever it is that we need to hear so we can move forward. The card that I've used was a very beautiful Oracle of the Unicorns, one of my favorite decks. It's just very powerful and spiritual. And the first card that I pulled, Expansion. And as you can see, this is a very beautiful card. I love her or his pink wings. And as it says in this card, if we can clear it up, Expansion. Spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. Okay. Now, this is the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine is trying to expand, and we've been seeing a lot of energy shifts all throughout this month and even last month, and I'm afraid that we're going to be seeing some throughout maybe not major ones, but you may be feeling the effects, like I was mentioning before, maybe physical or just something emotional that you may still be feeling. It's not because it's something that you're doomed with, but it's actually something that has to occur in order for you to completely ground yourself. This is a time of grounding. Now that we're coming into the end of August, well, we're actually in the middle, but we're coming towards, it's approaching us very soon. And September is right around the corner, where September represents a lot more of a energy of release as it comes into our autumn. And some of you are experiencing spring. It's actually the opposite of awakening. There's a lot that's going on with the Divine Masculine. He is starting to see himself in a different light, that he wants to expand on that. He wants to start shining his light. But there's also some things that he needs to correct, some things that maybe he's afraid to correct. And it has nothing to do with the things that he's been involved with previously, but more of like what he has been internally holding on to. Now, the Divine Masculine doesn't necessarily mean that this is for a man. As I mentioned before, Divine Masculine means that the energy that you're focusing on may be more ego-based. And it's kind of like we latch onto ego when we are afraid or when we are fearful of things, that we end up putting this guard up, and this guard ends up like getting stronger, and we get bitter, and we end up finding ourselves to not be the people that, or I should say the person that we are meant to be. We kind of like reflect a different light, and people take you as a complete different person. And maybe your divine partner right now is not with you, and your divine partner is showing signs of this. Sometimes people call it a narcissist, that they tend to like just latch onto themselves and they don't care about no one else, and they're like guarding themselves that, hey, I don't need you, and I don't need this person, and I don't need nobody in my life. I just need myself. That's a behavior pattern. That is not because they are narcissists. No one is truly a narcissist. They show that behavior because they're kind of like, you know, the way a snail, well, I don't want to reflect it, you know, the Divine Masculine is a snail, but you know how a snail gets scared, or a turtle, they get scared and they go into the shell and they're just like totally like shunned from the world. That's basically what happens to a lot of people. Maybe I'm using the wrong choice of words, but you got what I'm saying. It's an energy that they are latching onto, and they need to release it. And this is where the Divine Masculine is starting to expand his wings. He's starting to see that the wings need to be flown away. He needs to just whoop, go away, leave the past behind and move forward. This is a pattern that has to continue. Divine Masculine is starting to release that, and maybe you're starting to feel a little bit more lighter about certain things, certain people. Maybe you've been holding on to a grudge. It's time to let go of that grudge. Maybe she's not acting the way she normally is. Maybe there's a part of her that you know that there is love inside of her heart, but she's not giving it to you, and you're involved with this person. And you need to know that because she seems to be guarding her true heart, it doesn't mean that she can share love. She can share love, but you have to just work with it. You have to see where the Divine Masculine is taking you, because maybe you're reflecting more on the Divine Masculine that you're not giving to her. And this can go for men and women. It's not just, I'm not talking about just a masculine energy. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Ah, trust. Oh, very pretty unicorn. Sometimes the cards may look differently because I have a big light that's on these cards, so they look a little different than what I can gaze into. I try to look at them through the camera, and as it says on the bottom, trust, leap into the unknown, have faith and move forward. Believe you will fly. Yes, absolutely. Love it, love it. This card is beautiful, and there again, the Divine Masculine is starting to trust what his heart is telling him. The heart rules everything. Remember that. The heart is love. The heart is what draws us to other people, and not just in relationships with romance, but just compassion. You know, this is what I was talking about with expansion. The card expansion, showing love, expressing it, moving forward, letting go of whatever it is that is causing a disturbance, to block themselves. Now, when you're looking for someone and you want that person back in your life, and that person just is not trusting you, or you're not trusting that person, I mean, it can go both ways. Actually, it can be both ways. If you had a big blowout during Mercury retrograde or prior to Mercury retrograde, guess what? There's going to be some trust issues, especially if there was something that happened, that occurred, that we don't like to go into past old wounds, but, you know, whatever happens, it happens for a reason, obviously. And if you don't trust what your gut is telling you, maybe your gut is saying they're going to do it again, they're going to do it again, that may be so. But also, do I trust my heart? Because my heart tells me don't let go. See, sometimes you can't let go, but sometimes you can let go. You know, it's like, how do I define the difference? I get this question all the time, and I can't make that decision. But you know what? The best thing to do is ask what your heart is telling you. You know, ask your higher self the messages that come to you. Maybe this person is misunderstood, and maybe this person just doesn't see the truth, and they're immature. A lot of times, you know, you're involved with someone that is totally immature and is not seeing things for what they are, and they end up making things kind of like go haywire, kind of like what Mercury retrograde does to our electrical equipment. And this is why I'm saying you need to trust what your heart is telling you, because you may be wrong all along, that this person has been telling you the truth, this person has been sincere, but you have some past emotional baggage that you haven't let go of, and it's been there for, like, oh, I'm not going to go into how long, but you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it can go on, and it's something that's set in your subconscious mind. And when it's set in your subconscious mind, you're like, wow, I never even thought of that. But because you never healed properly, you've never let go of it, it's always been there. It's kind of like a protective mechanism. And when it's a protective mechanism, guess what? You're not going to see a light at the end of the tunnel, because every relationship, everyone who tells you something, I mean, yes, we look on past experiences and we don't want to have history repeat itself. So I totally get that. But when it comes to a time when you really love this person, and yes, you don't want to be made a fool of again, but you need to trust that person and not give them all that, you know, whatever happened to you, let them pay for it, so to speak. So it's best to trust. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt rather than not, because then I'll always live with regret. So maybe it's time to trust them. Maybe it's time to listen to them. Maybe they have something to talk to you about. Maybe they're sorry. You know, people do things. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect. We're all equal. So when we make mistakes, we try to mend those mistakes and make best of them, because two wrongs don't make a right, but though we can better ourselves by trusting and giving the love in our hearts. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Ah, courage. And this is a beautiful unicorn. Look how beautiful. And a beautiful woman. And it says in this card, you are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries. Now, as you can see, that card is exactly what I was just saying. Trust and have faith, basically. Expand the courage, because this is the divine feminine is actually getting courage to move up. The divine feminine is starting to see things without looking at illusion, without looking at things in such a drastic way. She's starting to feel a little bit more alive and letting go of things. So the divine feminine wants more out of this relationship. Maybe there's parts of her that just wants to say things like we've been seeing in the previous reading. She wants to give up the past. She wants to give up what has been holding her down, those rocks we talked about before, those stones in the backpack. She wants to let go so that she can start feeling love, so she can feel alive. And that's what you are feeling. You are getting that energy. You are getting that emotional sense that it's time to move forward, move past whatever was holding you back, because trusting what you have in your heart is very, very important. Not letting the past haunt you all the time, because when it comes to the point where you're feeling it's going to happen again, you become bitter, and actually you become older. I mean, you may not be old, I'm not saying in a physical sense, but mentally you can be 21 years old and act like you're 75 because you've grown so old and you're just, resisting and rejecting anything with love. But vice versa, you can be 75 and you can act like you're 21, that you're actually living. You're actually breathing love because you finally get it. So you got what I'm saying? Age is just a number. It just represents how long we've been on this earth. Doesn't mean what type of person we are. We are all souls that are equal 100%. And you need to have the courage. Maybe there is something that you need to say to somebody. Maybe you haven't gave that person what you've been feeling in your heart. Maybe it's about the love that you have, the love that you're feeling, the love that you want to share with this person. But guess what? You're too scared to. You just won't allow yourself. And you know what? Maybe it's not a time to do it because it is still the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. Unfortunately, we don't know when the best time is. Sometimes it is during Mercury retrograde and sometimes it isn't. I mean, it goes both ways. Mercury retrograde is a good time to say something that you haven't said or did that you've been waiting to do. Because that's what I do. I look for Mercury retrograde to do the things that I've been procrastinating with, and it actually works out the best. Just like what I've been doing, the live videos. I've been talking about it for so long, and I finally did it during Mercury retrograde. You got what I'm saying? So maybe it's the courage that you need to say to someone how much you love them, or maybe something that you've been upset about, something that you've been holding back on. It's never the best time until you know when the best time is. Maybe it's planning it out. Okay, I'm going to wait till, let's say, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm going to wait till Christmas time. And yeah, I don't want to hear about Christmas either. This is the thing. When you plan out something, you put that intention out. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it when I'm ready. Or maybe it could be a time when it's like spontaneous. It's like, hey, I'm going to do this and I have to say it and it's just going to happen. That's the way I work. It's more of like, I get the spirit. I get the energy. Something just tells me to do it. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Oh, wow, magic. We got this card before. And a beautiful unicorn, if we can get to the light. Okay, there we go. Make a wish, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you. And you know what? It does surround you. As you can see, this baby fairy in the corner and another fairy on the side and these stars. I just love stars. I love unicorns. And if any of you follow me on social media, you'll agree, it is beautiful to post these types of things. Yes, they don't, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they do exist in a sense, okay? They exist as magic. Magic meaning that you are the one that possesses this magic. You're the one that has the magic in your heart. Your love is trying to expand to a higher level, and it's time to just start believing. It's time to start believing in what you're feeling in your heart. You've been holding it back. You've been I'm not saying you're running away from it, but sometimes we tend to hold back what the truth is. And the truth of our love is being not lost, but it's kind of like being kind of like put in a corner, put in a box. We don't actually shine. It's time for self-care. It's time for start doing things for yourself. Yes, we're coming into the fall months. Autumn is almost here, or spring. It's a good time for both. It's a time for planning. It's a time for, okay, getting ready for a new season about to occur. And because it's a new season that is completely like changing the atmosphere a little bit. I mean, we were just in full-blown summer, well, we still are. But when we're coming into like a cooler climate, you know, a lot of magical things happen in Halloween and, you know, all those spiritual magical things that just, you know, happen during October. And I love October. It is my birthday month. But when September happens, it's like a preparation for what October represents. And then November comes in and we're getting ready for the holidays and Thanksgiving and just everything to celebrate, you know, getting ready for that time. So as we're moving along, the same happens when we're in spring and you know, same thing, like I said, we're in different climates, different areas, different parts of the world is going to experience it. So I apologize if I'm not talking about spring enough, but you got the idea here. It's all about what the energy is shifting inside of our atmosphere. And guess what? It does shift sometimes with our soul center as well. So like I said, you may still feel, or you may not, feel the after effects of what has occurred recently. Now, if you are still feeling it, great. You know what? It's okay. The energy shifts. I usually linger on till, you know, I have to say last year was all the way up until the beginning of October. So whenever it occurs, try to get more out time for yourself to relax. You know, taking it slow. And I mentioned this before, taking it slow helps a lot with meditation, with taking care of yourself, resting the body, rejuvenating things inside of you, inside of your mind, you know, kind of like getting refreshed. Go out to nature, you know, go out to a park, get some fresh air, some trees. I mean, the trees absorb so much of the energy of the planet. And when we just hug a tree or lean our backs against a tree or meditate near a tree, we are absorbing all that positive light, that energy that is around us. And if you're feeling energized, you need to focus on what your heart is telling you, because your heart means everything. Your heart is what shows you the love that's inside of you. But if you constantly like go through like you're going through like so many how could I say, like if you're multitasking, and if you're multitasking and doing too many things at one time, you're actually preventing what is beautiful to occur in your life. So I highly recommend that you get out more and you do things for yourself. Like I said, self-care is highly recommended. Okay, so I hope that this reading resonated with you, because it resonated with me, and many messages came through that I got during this reading. And like I said, when I give these readings, they're not coming from me. They're coming from the divine. So I look forward to them. I love to see what comes up. And I also offer these readings privately as well. And you can get the links down below in my description area. I offer phone, chat, and email readings that you can go through my blogs. Now, like I said before, I will be posting some announcements up on my social media and my newsletter, so look for them. They're very important about what my availability is going to be. Now, I did mention this to you guys before in my newsletter, so I will mention it to you again. When I do leave next week, I will be still currently active, but like I said, it's going to be in France, so I will be 6 hours ahead. So just keep that in mind when you do book a reading. Just shoot me an email or whatever if what the time is good for you. I mean, like I'm in Cleveland time, which is New York, so I'll be 6 hours ahead from Eastern. Okay, and if you have any questions, please post them down in the comments area. I love to hear from you guys. I really love when you all reach out to me, and some of you have been saying the most beautiful and sweetest things to me. That really warms my heart. It's a blessing. It truly, truly is. And I want to continue giving these readings along with the live readings that I am going to be also doing on my social media channels. Like I said, I will like work it all out, let you guys know. Just stay tuned, and if you're not following me on any of my social media platforms, I highly recommend at least follow me on one, because I usually make the announcements on either or, so you will see when I will be posting the next live video. And let's see, I think that's it. Like I said, if you are not subscribed, I hope you can, because I do release a video every week, and I will be releasing the next 2 videos in France, so look out for them as well. So until next time, love and light to you all. Namaste.